Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Rusty Relic Auto Salvage. Behind me is our Gel SL4610 skid steer, or skid loader as some people call it. In a previous video, you've seen that it was broken. Also, guys, make sure you watch to the end. There's going to be a glimpse of a piece of a future project. So if you see it, let us know in the comments below what your guess is that we're going to be building next. We'll do a little walk around on this machine and give you guys an overview of it. We've had it for, I think, 2 years now, and it's been a good machine. It's definitely got some leaks and what have you. We actually have nicknamed it the Greasy Gal, because it is a Gal machine, but as you can see, it is pretty greasy. The guy we got it from, there was an oil leak, and he just kind of let it be because the machine was still usable, and he didn't use it all that much. We got it fixed pretty much right away because we didn't really want to deal with that, and we do run our equipment a lot, but the belly pan was all full of oil when we got it, and it was pretty clear it had been leaking for some time. The most recent thing that we did with it is we sent this cylinder out to be rebuilt because it was profusely leaking before we did that video with the dumpster. We stuck some plexiglass in the sides just to kind of cut off airflow in the wintertime. Makes it a little bit warmer in here. At some point, we'd like to fab up a door, provided we keep it this long. We built these forks when we got it. Just found a set of forklift forks and put those on. We've since had to do some repairs on that because we were operating it outside of the parameters that we built this setup for. We were actually using it to process cars, kind of like we do the loader, before we bought it, just because this is what we had. And that kind of got to be to the point to where it was hard on the machine, and it just wasn't really safe anymore. So we upgraded to the wheel loader, and we don't use this quite as much anymore, but it is still really handy to have. But we also put new tires on it when we first got it, and did a full service with everything except the fuel filter at that time, because it was running great and doing what it needed to do. Well, I've noticed over the last couple of months we've had a bogging, and it's kind of turned into like a stalling issue, and now it's pretty much down to, it can run for about 5 minutes and it just stalls out on you. So as you can kind of see the remnants of when it did have the oil leak. I mean, it pretty much coated everything. It's probably really hard to tell, but there is some oil down there at the bottom still. We try to get as much of it out as we could, but you can only get so much with what we've got. But yeah, we've done a couple cable ends, and when we first got it, we had to put a starter in it. But like everything else, we got a good deal on it, so we ran it. This machine does have quite a bit of hours. Hop on in here and I can show you. That's 7,153 hours. But as far as what today's agenda is, we need to get the cab flipped up, and I'm going to inspect and probably replace the fuel filter. My suspicion as to what's going on is the fuel filter is plugged on. If that ends up just being the issue, then we can move on to some other stuff. We are in the thought process of replacing this machine with something that's in a little bit better shape. I mean, as you can see, there's been a lot of repairs on this boom, and that was way before us. So somebody has been pretty hard with this machine. You can see down there that's been repaired too, and just a ton of repairs that this machine's had. It's had a hard life combined with the hours. So hopefully we can get this done without spending too much money. Otherwise, I think we might end up just kind of sticking this machine to the side and replacing it with something a little bit better. But once the fuel system thing is taken care of, I need to get this cylinder off. You can clearly tell it's still leaking. And it'll leak like that for a while. We didn't replace this one when we did the other side because this one was just kind of a drip every now and then. But after a couple more hours of run time, I knew it wasn't that far behind, but again, trying to save some money with the known runnability issue that we had. So, but anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Well, now that we're in the engine bay of the skid steer, here's the Perkins 4-cylinder that powers this. And it looks like we're going to have to pull that apart to get to the filter. So, let's get you guys set up. Now I do realize I did not have to take this completely apart. However, I did want to be able to inspect it for cracks, just to make sure we aren't getting air in the system. Like I said, we've never had this apart, so just trying to cover all my bases. So it looks like we'll have 2 seals and then the center section. Pretty easy. It's a shame there's no part number on it, but we'll figure it out and get some parts ordered. Alright guys, it's the next day. We got some parts in. Go ahead and compare the two, make sure they're right. And it came with a couple of new seals. Although these ones don't look too bad. But we'll replace them anyway. See if we can get that to flip. It's not quite right. There we go. Oh, that was probably the easiest one. It's one of those times I wish we had a parts washer so we could clean things up a little bit better. Snug is probably more than enough for that. Put the bottom bolt in. Try to clean this up just a little bit better. Well, I think that did the trick. It's been about a half an hour after I got it running, and it runs really, really well. I'll even insert a clip where it's not really hazing anymore like it was. Like I said, I don't know how old that fuel filter was. It didn't look too awful, so I don't believe it's that old, but anyway, it seems to run really good right now, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next step, which is that needs to be addressed. You can see it's profusely leaking. The wiper seal has left the chat. So we're gonna go ahead and get that popped out and get it off to the hydraulic shop so they can go ahead and rebuild it. So I'll go ahead and get you guys set up and we'll get it removed. Well, that was easy enough. We're going to go ahead and get this off to the local hydraulic shop, and then we'll bring you guys back as soon as it's rebuilt. All right, we got our cylinder back. I'm going to get you guys set up, and then we're going to get it installed. Alright guys, let's hook up a battery and move some stuff around. Well, I tell you, it's nice having that all squared away, not leaking everywhere and stalling out on us. Temps are starting to rise around here and everything's kind of melting away, and we've been getting a bunch of rain, so everything's really muddy. So that's about as far as I'm going to get done today, at least with the skid steer. When it dries out a little bit more, we're going to have some pretty serious moving around and reorganizing that we're going to do, but that's for a future video. Alright guys, that wraps up this one. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, smash that like button and share with your friends. If you caught the glimpse of the part of the future project, make sure you let us know in the comments below what your guess is for what we're building. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Later.